is up, guys? Welcome back to One Family, One Love. My name is Samantha. Today is going to be a solo video. I noticed that we haven't done a baby update in a long time. Today I'm doing a 5-month baby update as well as a tips and tricks to travel with a baby during a pandemic. Obviously we traveled during the pandemic, and so we had to follow the CDC guidelines or Canadian guidelines, whichever area you're in. So we're going to start off with the baby update. I'm not going to make this too long. This will be a sit-down video, so if you guys are here for the action, this is not the video for you. We are testing out several types of videos to see what the key audience of this channel really wants. I have done some polls on my Instagram on this channel, so we're just putting this out there. I know you guys love seeing the baby. A lot of the spikes on a lot of our videos are when the baby is in the frame. So the baby's currently beside me. You saw me at the beginning of this video trying to put him to sleep. It did not work, but he's super calm and he's not saying anything. So let's start with the 5-month baby update. He is sitting, so he turned 5 months a couple days ago, and he is currently sitting. He's not super stable. He does topple over, but if I hold his legs and if I just put a little bit of padding around him, he does prefer to sit now and does not really like lying down. Another thing, he started eating oatmeal. We are traveling, so I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. He is mainly breastfed, but he is eating some oatmeal, as well as he has tried some avocado. He has tried blackberries in his oatmeal. He's tried raspberries in his oatmeal, pear, and he has tried bananas. So currently that's what we're doing. I'm feeding him pretty much every morning or every 2 mornings. I'll give him a bit of oatmeal. I have not seen any difference in his eating quantities when I do or when I don't, so he is mainly breastfed right now. It's really just to make him try new things. Other than that, he is now laughing, which is really cool. So I'll try to put in a clip of that here. It's at night, so it's a bit grainy, but he is laughing a lot, which is awesome. Doing the same, he's just go with the flow. He naps whenever he feels like it. He goes to bed around 9-10 o'clock, does his nights. I'll wake up maybe once in the morning very early to feed him. He does maybe 1 or 2 naps a day, but right now we're just going with the flow, and we do not have any set schedule. We are traveling. We're 2-hour difference from home. We're out and about all the time doing different activities. You guys saw we went side-by-siding. We're going to beaches. We're doing so many things that having a schedule would be impossible right now, and so we love it like that. There's no sleep regression. There's no, I haven't seen any differences just because we're so on the go that he just does his thing. Like if he has to nap, he'll nap in the car, he'll nap in the stroller, he'll nap when we're walking on the beach. He's allowed to nap wherever he wants. So whenever he's tired, he'll just nap. So for that, I love doing that. I love that he can just do his own thing. If he's tired, if he's not tired, he doesn't need to nap. So that's how we're doing it. Again, this is just our story, and everybody is different. Some people praise schedules, some people praise putting them in their crib, some people praise co-sleeping. I think it's all beautiful. You do whatever you want. I'm just letting you know what is working for us. It makes it much easier. We don't need a crib, we don't need bottles, I don't have a pump or anything, and I am really okay with that. So I have breastfed him on several beaches, at any restaurant, any fancy restaurant. I've been to the fanciest restaurant here and I breastfed there. There's no, you do not have to stop yourself because you need to breastfeed. Nobody will say anything. I've never been told don't do that here. So that's it. I'm also not flashing people, obviously, but I do have a little blanket, and I put my hand and whatever. At the end of the day, like, I'm doing my thing, I'm not bothering anybody, and that's that. So that's just a small little update for the 5 months. I don't want to make it too long because I'm gonna ramble. I'm gonna now go into the part of the video where it is traveling with an infant during a pandemic. Obviously you could use these tips and tricks if you're not traveling during the pandemic, but it kind of seems like this thing's gonna go on for a long time, and so I included it just in case you need to know or in case you're curious how it was. But this does apply to anybody traveling. If the pandemic ended tomorrow, this video will still be practical for you, if you know what I mean. As far as the baby is concerned, the pandemic does not change anything for the baby, because when you're under 2 or under 5, depending on which airline, you do not need to wear a mask. But our 7-year-old did need to wear a mask, so I would say it's more for them that it's hard, because it's a really long time to wear a mask. You can't take it off even when you're sitting in the plane or in the airport or anywhere. So that's a little segment on that. But we truly liked our experience. It was not, other than the AC not working well, which sucks when you have a mask because it's just so much hotter, but that has nothing to do with the pandemic or with having a baby. So that's just a little side note. Basically, to travel with an infant, the first thing that I would say is to bring a baby carrier. I have the Ergo Baby, the sports one, I believe, and I love it. It is a bit pricey, but when it comes to the safety of Hendrix, I kind of go with, you know, the one with the best reviews, and that one had great reviews. Also, I wanted one that could withstand his weight. He's already past 20 pounds. That's another thing. He is past 20 pounds, which is sometimes 1-year-olds weigh that, so I needed like one that could fit a baby but could also withstand the weight of a toddler. So I went with the Ergo Baby because they say it was the best to fit small people, and so that's why I went with that one, and I loved it. So the first thing I think you need at an airport with a baby is a carrier, because you cannot necessarily bring the baby seat inside the plane, and then holding him just makes you useless to everything else in life, because you need to carry stuff when you're traveling with a baby. So I have the Ergo Baby carrier, and I used it throughout the entire flights and layovers. The second thing I would encourage you to bring is a stroller. Now, we thought maybe buying a cheap stroller, because I've heard a whole bunch of horror stories about strollers being damaged, and we currently have the Nuna Mix, as you guys could see here and you've seen in different videos. I know you guys love this stroller. I adore this stroller. Like, guys, I'm so happy of our decision to get it. So we thought, you know, we paid a lot of money for this stroller. I think it's about $1,000 Canadian. And we kind of said, you know, do we buy a $200 stroller, or do we just use it because we paid for it, so we might as well give it some use, you know? So we decided to look it up. I spoke to some friends that work at the airport, and they said that you're basically covered. If they damage it, they need to repay it, or get a new one or something. So they said that since you bought your ticket, you have insurance. So what we did is we brought the stroller. We didn't bring the seat. We only brought the car seat because of his age, and plus this car seat's only good to 23 pounds, so I wanted to get the most use out of it. I did not get a seat for him. We're 3, we fit exactly in 1 row. We have no strangers beside us, so it just, we felt more comfortable with having Hendrix on us and then us staying in a 3-seat row, and then staying together, not separating and having strangers beside us, because yes, they are still filling up planes. They're not doing this whole 1 seat yes, 1 seat no thing. That's completely false. All the seats were full on our plane. So we had him on us. What I did not know is that bringing your stroller is free, bringing your car seat is free, and we even put the base, because we got the Pipa Lite, which seemed like a great idea, but you cannot put a seatbelt on it. You need the base with this one. We thought about it, we're like, you know, at the end of the day we could make it work, but then we put the base inside the bottom of the stroller and just close the stroller. They also give you free bags when you're at the airport, so they'll give you a bag for that, a bag for your car seat, and a bag for your stroller free. And so you should really get that, because that they do scrape it on the floor, so by having a plastic bag you don't get any damage, and so they gave us that. So that's a really good thing to ask for, because it is free. We flew with Air Canada. I know other airlines do it as well, and so we put the base at the bottom, folded it and put it in a bag, and nobody ever saw, nobody ever questioned, and that's it. So when they're very understanding when you're traveling with an infant, they will let you choose your seats. Don't pay to choose your seats if you're traveling with an infant. You get that free. but they don't tell you. So I'm telling you, don't choose your seats, choose a normal thing, and they will always let you choose your seats, especially with an infant as well as with a minor child. So we have both, so we needed to sit together. And so we got to pick our seats at the beginning. They also let you in the plane first, which is not always the best thing. I read a lot of places, some people, what they'll do is they'll let one partner go in with all the carry-on bags and the stuff, and they'll place everything, and then they will then the person with the baby will go in last, just so that the baby doesn't get antsy. Personally, my baby's not very antsy, he's very chill, so we just all went in together. We put our things at the top. Another point that I want to tell you guys is all your carry-ons. A lot of times airlines, when you're at the gate, they'll say anybody that wants to ship their carry-ons under the plane, check in their carry-ons, because the flight is full. Thing that kind of happens every flight. So we actually checked our small luggage in at the beginning, because they said, how many things do you guys want to check in? So we paid for our big luggage, which is $30 each when you're traveling inside the US or Mexico, and the rest were all free. So we technically had no carry-ons except for our bags. And so that's a really good tip. They are very understanding, like I said before, very understanding when you have kids. So that was free. We really appreciated that. So what I do recommend is that you have a bag that you're able to clip onto your stroller. That's what we have. 2 of them are able to be clipped on. So we just clip them on, because if you do have layovers, you can't carry everything in their bags. Like you can't carry your stroller and your car seat in the bags, plus your bags. It doesn't make sense. So you have to take it out of the bag, unfold your stroller, and then you kind of use your stroller as a way of putting everything on it, and you keep your baby in your carrier. So that's what we did. You have to move around a lot, do stuff. So all the bags went in the stroller, on the stroller, clipped on, everything was on the stroller, and I had the baby in the carrier. That's how we made it work. And we had only 1 hour between our layovers, so we had to run, and so that worked for us. Now for masks, like I said at the beginning, you need to wear them at all times. You need to wear them, like you need to pull it down to eat and put it back up. There's no excuses. If you fall asleep and your mask comes off, they will wake you up to put it back on. So that is like this whole idea that people have, that people traveling are not following guidelines. Like, they are way more strict in the plane and in the airport than they are anywhere else. So we had to literally, like, our 7-year-old fell asleep and his mask only went here and was not covering his nose. It was covering fully here. They woke him up to put it back on. So they are ruthless, which is fine. We are traveling and I get it. And so that's just, I wanted to debunk this myth. As well as all the questions you guys asked me on my Instagram about traveling to Mexico. I will answer those on Instagram. I'll answer them right after I finish filming this. So if you haven't seen that, please go check out my Instagram. I'll make a highlight about it on Q&A. Lastly, the feeding and the changing. So for feeding, obviously everybody with these videos recommends the same thing, and that is to feed your baby. Make sure your baby is hungry on the plane. My baby is always hungry, so I didn't really have to time anything. Like I said, we don't have a schedule, but you should definitely feed on the plane. It helps their ears. Hendrix fell asleep. He fell asleep now, and also fell asleep in the plane. He didn't wake up for landing and didn't wake up for takeoffs. But I did feed him in between, so I definitely would recommend feeding, whether it's bottle or breast, to feed your baby while you're flying. The last thing is, when you're changing your baby, I wouldn't recommend really going into that bathroom in the airport, because the plane, sorry, because they're very small. So I would recommend changing them either before, or like we had a little accident where he went number 2, and so I needed to change him. And so I changed him on the seat. So I just got out from the seat, I stood up, and I just changed him on my seat to make sure that it went fast. So I did that, 1, 2, 3, it was done. And they always pass by with the garbage, so just threw that out there. You're just better not to go. The bathrooms are too small anyways. So you could also get a bassinet. I didn't ask for one, and I just changed him on the seat, like I said. So you just kind of make it work. Just have no expectations. And the last thing I wanted to say is that I took a window seat with the baby. That way there's the least contact with anybody walking by. So we put our 7-year-old, Alessio, you guys know him. We put him between us, and Evan had the farther seat. I had the window seat with the baby. And yeah, so we just chilled. It was a 5.5 hour flight. It's pretty long with a baby, but he just stayed on me, slept, played, and you just kind of have no expectations, be positive, just deal with everything as it comes. That's all I could say to you guys to travel. And I hope you guys liked this video. Again, I'm not promoting travel. We knew that we were coming here for a long time, so we're not doing a lot of moving around. We are following all the guidelines, but I wanted to kind of give you guys an inside scoop on how it was to travel with an infant, not only in a normal time, but during this pandemic. Please give this video a like if you like the information. If you have more questions, don't hesitate to comment down below and I will answer them. Either I'll answer you in the comments or I'll answer them on Instagram. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. We love you guys. We love knowing your feedback. And we want to know if you guys want to see more videos about the baby, about the family, action videos. So you guys just let us know. We love you guys and we will catch you guys next time with more videos.